Buongiorno, benvenuti. Welcome back to TSR's Tavola, helping you get bellissimo on a budget once more. In frank English speak, if it's not clear to you, we are continuing our celebration of Italian Heritage Month this October on the Thrift Store Rundown, and at this time we're about to conclude by paying another visit to Lidia Bastianich's kitchen. She is one of my all-time favorites to watch on PBS. Always has been, always will be. For 75% off the price of $5.99, I am about to review Lidia's Italy. 140 simple and delicious recipes from the 10 places in Italy Lidia loves most. Let's get started. This is an Alfred A. Knott publication, which retails for $35 in the US and $44 in Canada. In this exciting new book, the incomparable Lidia takes us on a gastronomic journey from Piemonte to Puglia, exploring 10 different regions that have informed her cooking and helped to make her the fabulous cook she is today. In addition, her daughter Tanya, co-author of this book, an art historian, guides us to some of the nearby cultural treasures that enrich the pursuit of good food. We're going to highlight one of those 10 culinary adventures, and that would be Rome. I'm fond of the expression, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I guess by that principle, that is the chapter that I'm going to highlight. Back then, a long time ago on TSR, I reviewed the Best of Lidia DVD, Pasta. And when I tagged her in my tweet about that review, she retweeted me. I forgot to tell you in the monologue, so I'm telling you now. And I don't think I ever told you until now, but that was a real point of pride for me. Somebody that I deeply admired watching on PBS actually noticing little old me, the innocuous little old PCS from Patterson, New Jersey. I'm hoping that lightning will strike twice, and many more times to come, because I own 4 other Lidia cookbooks other than this, and I'll let them do the talking when they all come under this desk lamp someday. But I wouldn't bet the farm on her retweeting this one. Instead, I would go to the farm and buy the best quality cheese from the best cows on that farm because, well, I can get a little cheesy when it comes to waxing poetic about my admiration for Lidia Bastianich. Regardless, we're going to get this a fair and just review. So let's go to Rome between 2 hardcovers. Alright. For me, one of the most magical places in Rome is the local market in Piazza Campo del Fiore. Campo di Fiore is an open square about 1/3 the size of a football field, nestled in the middle of Rome between Il Tiberi, the Tiber River, and Piazza Navona. A trip to this market, for that matter, to any market in Italy, will give you a good indication of the season, of the local flavors, and what most of the Roman families will be having for dinner that evening, like these recipes, for example. First from the farmer's market, artichokes braised in tomato sauce, passato di carciofi al pomodoro. Braised artichokes with pecorino, that would be carciofi al tagame, or tagami. You know what? The recipes in here might have both the Italian and English translations, but you know what? I'm just going to say the English translations because I refuse to continue destroying any more Italian pronunciations. Again, I am part Italian. I'm kind of side with my ethnic language, so roasted potatoes and artichokes, chicken with artichokes, monkfish and bodetto with artichokes, fennel and orange salad, sausages with fennel and olives. This is very veggie heavy here, which is surprising, but it's also kind of equal in its balance between the veggies and, of course, the meat, if there is any. Skillet fennel with capers, baked fennel with prosciutto, and of course, pasta. It's part of Lidia's DNA, part of her heritage, part of Lidia's. You gotta have pasta in an Italian-American cookbook. Without it, it's just not an Italian cookbook or Italian-American. It's just not official. And making homemade fresh pasta, well, that really isn't a must, but if you take serious pride in your Italian cooking, then it's the law. Spaghetti with crushed black pepper and pecorino cheese. That is the classic cacio e pepe. Bucatini with onion, bacon, and tomato. Frank, simple, delicious. Fettuccine with tomato and chicken liver sauce. Roman-style semolina gnocchi, or gnocchi di semolino. ricotta cake with almonds over ricotta cake. At the end of each chapter here, co-author and daughter Tanya takes us on a little tour of some of the cultural highlights of each of the 10 places that Lidia highlights in this book. Like here, for example, Rome. So, when you feasted long enough on the Campo di Fiori market's wonderful food, stroll around the square into the neighboring quarters of Rome to discover these treasures of art and architecture. So, this is a tour of Italy through an artist's point of view and an art historian's point of view. So, a lot of museums, a lot of landmark ogling going on in these tours that conclude each chapter. One complaint in here, not enough photographs on account of the recipes or Tanya's tours. And being that Tanya paints such a picturesque, picture of Italy, all 10 places highlighted in here, you expect some photos inside those mini tours, but I don't get them in here. I do get some at the beginning of each chapter here, like Piemonte and Rome and Bohemia, but not enough on both counts. So, I have to date it a little bit for that, but what photographs there are on full color, full clarity, and they are absolutely stunning to look at. See, I told you I would give this a fair and just review. I will tell you if it's the most bang for your buck. And I doubt Lidia Bastianich would disappoint. Hey, this book is all but disappointing. And in the beginning of the book, she actually takes the time to acknowledge her audience for the many years of inviting her and her cooking and her family into their homes by way of public television. You have been inviting me regularly to your homes, getting to know me through my books, my television show, my magazine, and I am grateful. Thank you for having me. Some of you have met me and tasted my food at my restaurants, and with each encounter, I was able to share with you further my passion for Italian food and my love of Italy. She might not say so properly in the announcement section, but the introduction is a major highlight for me. It is paramount, especially when you're on public television, on PBS, that you take into account the support of viewers like you. They don't make that proper acknowledgement for nothing. The most paramount, important acknowledgement at the end of all PBS funding credits, not necessarily for American public television, but for PBS, exactly. If you're looking for recipes by way of, I don't know, meat, fish, veggies, pasta, desserts, soups, stuff like that, recipes by cost, you'll find them in the beginning of this book. If you're looking for them in alphabetical order, you'll find them at the end of this book. If you're looking for them by way of an episode guide to the companion PBS series, you'll find that at the end of this book as well. 20 plus episodes with their corresponding chapters. What also comes through is her adamance for fresh ingredients. Always go fresh. Always go organic if it suits you best. Nothing inferior quality goes on in this cookbook. And yet, it's one that my mother won't be using for a while because, well, she often commits a cardinal sin when it comes to proper Italian cookery. Yeah, that. I love cracked cheese, by the way. It's my favorite cheese, but in regard to this is a complete no-no. And mother still doesn't get it.
I gotta diet something. I'm not gonna diet spaghetti.
The reports that say the green bottle, the Kraft Parmesan cheese, contains sawdust particles.
I ain't taking you shop for a minute. I saw you trying to hide my Parmesan cheese.
Because I'm trying to prevent you from eating a subpar quality product.
Okay, I gotta diet spaghetti.
Oh well, when we're penny pinching, especially in these days, can you really blame her? So do what's right by her wallet, not by her taste buds. Sorry, Lidia. And sorry to the rest of you for that cough in the background. Because of everything you just seen, I would judge this as a perfectly imperfect cookbook, photography-wise. Everything else, spot on. 4.5 out of 5 claps will do you just fine. Any paisano with his or her freshly grated palm would be proud to pick this up. And Lidia, Hopefully you'll be proud to see this one day. But for now, grazie. Thanks all for watching. And I think we all know the best way to close this review. But on my end of the bargain, I'll just simply say, as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Tutti a tavola a mangiare.